Jewish food, onions. Recipes from my ancestors' diaries. Onions are a natural antibiotic that boosts overall health and supports it during colds. Their high concentration of nutrients makes them an indispensable vegetable during winter and spring vitamin deficiencies. During the Great Plague, Jews ate garlic and onions in large quantities, thus protecting themselves from infection. Fried onions. Ingredients: 3 onions, 400 milliliters milk, 400 milliliters flour, 2 tablespoons vegetable oil, salt to taste. How to make fried onions. 1. Start by slicing the onion into thin rings. 2. Soak the rings in milk for 5 minutes. This will soften the onion, make it juicy, and reduce its pungency. 3. Next, squeeze the milk out of the rings, sprinkle them with flour, and place them in a preheated frying pan with butter. 4. Fry until browned, stirring as needed. Remove the onions from the pan to a paper towel and serve. Jewish onion dessert. Ingredients: onions, 1.5 kilograms. Vegetable oil, 100 g. Butter, 100 g. Salt, spices, black pepper, paprika, to taste. Sugar, 3 teaspoons. For this dish, I choose medium-sized onions. Peel the onions and cut into quarters. Transfer to a deep bowl. Add salt, ground black pepper, your favorite spices, and always sweet paprika. Add vegetable oil and mix gently until each piece of onion is coated with the aromatic oil and spices. Cover the bowl and marinate the onions in a cool place for a day or 2. The longer they marinate, the more delicious they will be. Grease a baking dish with vegetable oil and transfer the marinated onions into it. Sprinkle the onions with sugar and bake in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 1 hour. After an hour, remove the onions from the oven, place small pieces of butter on them, and bake for another 15 minutes. The history of the Jewish people is filled with many trials and struggles for survival. One such tragic era was the Great Plague, which devastated medieval Europe. However, amid the death and fear that gripped cities and villages, Jewish communities were distinguished by their remarkable resilience and remarkable vitality. The secret of their salvation lay in the simple yet powerful gifts of God: onions and garlic. Scientific knowledge of the time was very limited, but the Jewish sage and physician Moshe ben Maimon, Rambam, strongly recommended that his fellow tribesmen include these foods in their daily diet. Rambam believed that onions and garlic possessed not only culinary but also healing powers. They strengthened the body, purified the blood, and alleviated the suffering of many ailments. In his writings, he advised, "Eat garlic and onions, and illness will pass you by." It's no coincidence that the renowned physician Ibn Sina, Avicenna, devoted one of the first chapters of his treatise, The Canon of Medical Medicine, to the healing properties of onions. It's no coincidence that the Jews attached special significance to these vegetables. In ancient Egypt, onions were elevated to a symbol of energy, strength, and immortality. Pharaohs, preparing for the afterlife, took bunches of onions with them. Such was the belief in their magical properties. In the land of Israel, onions were also considered a sacred plant, bringing health and longevity. As the old proverb goes, "He who eats onions and garlic fears illness." Onions, like garlic, contain allicin and exhibit their healing properties after being chopped. Almost all onion varieties are rich in various sugars. Onions contain glucose, maltose, fructose, and sucrose. Everyone knows that onions turn golden and brown when fried. This happens because the sugars in the onion caramelize, giving them their color and sweet flavor. Spicy onions are much richer in sugar than sweet ones. The inner scales of the onion are richer in sugar than the outer ones. One common remedy for fighting viral illnesses is to inhale the scent of a cut onion several times a day. This releases essential oils, which neutralize bacteria, into the nasal cavity and have an antibacterial effect. Onions are used for atherosclerosis, arterial hypertension, and gastrointestinal disorders. Onion juice lowers blood sugar, improves liver function, and dissolves kidney stones. Onions stimulate digestion, have a beneficial effect on metabolism, improve circulation, and lower cholesterol. They also increase appetite and stimulate the production of gastric juice. In men, zinc, abundant in onions, influences the production of the male sex hormone testosterone and sperm motility, while in women, it stimulates estrogen synthesis. The ancient Roman writer Pliny the Elder claimed, onions drive even languid men into the arms of Venus. And in the Middle Ages and Renaissance, onions, a powerful aphrodisiac, were banned in monasteries. It was inappropriate for monks and nuns to indulge in carnal desires. Onions have been known since ancient times as a highly effective sexual stimulant. Just 1 tablespoon of onion juice taken 3 times daily can significantly increase libido and improve potency, which is especially important for men over 40. In folk medicine, garlic is recommended as a remedy for infertility. Green onion leaves are rich in carotene, which promotes healthy skin, hair and nails, and strengthens the immune system. The high amounts of phosphorus and calcium in green onions are good for teeth. Onions also have a positive effect on hair health. They can help prevent hair loss and even reverse baldness. To do this, simply thoroughly massage fresh onion juice into your scalp a couple of times a week. This remedy also helps combat dandruff. However, before using these recipes, be sure to consult a doctor. In Jewish cuisine, garlic and onions were more than just seasonings. They were the heart of many dishes. Classic cholent, Shabbat stew, forshmack, and chicken broth. These recipes were passed down from generation to generation, maintaining health and strengthening the spirit. Even in the most difficult times, no feast was complete without these simple yet nutritious vegetables. Craving raw onions. This craving can be explained by a deficiency of phosphorus, calcium, iron, and magnesium in the body. Onions contain a beneficial anti-inflammatory compound known as quercetin. A recent study published in the journal Functional Nutrition found that quercetin, found in onions, may act as an anti-inflammatory. Onions and garlic, although completely different in taste, share many similarities in their components, which is why they are often used to prevent and treat similar ailments. Garlic contains 6.6 milligrams of allicin, while onions contain a whopping 43.6 milligrams. Onions have a clear advantage in this component. Both onions and garlic contain vitamin K. Vitamin K is responsible for blood clotting and promotes wound healing. This vitamin is also important for calcium absorption. Garlic contains 1.7 milligrams of vitamin K, while onions only contain 0.4 milligrams. Therefore, garlic has the advantage in this component. Thus, onions have a number of advantages over garlic, but they contain almost no vitamin K. Undoubtedly, both foods are very valuable for our bodies, and their benefits are undeniable. Garlic and onions are plant-based concentrates of beneficial vitamins and minerals, the most unique of which are allicin and phytoncides. When consumed in moderation, garlic and onions are a beneficial natural addition to food, and during colds, they can serve as a preventative measure. A therapeutic dose for an adult is considered to be 2 cloves of garlic or half an onion per day. Today, centuries later, Jewish families around the world still revere onions and garlic. These humble plants have become not only a symbol of salvation and the wisdom of their ancestors, but also a reminder that true strength lies in simplicity and adherence to tradition. While modern science may find medical explanations for the antibacterial properties of onions and garlic, for the Jewish people they will forever remain powerful amulets, preserving health in difficult times. As the saying goes, better an onion on the table than a doctor at the door. These words, imbued with folk wisdom, still ring true, recalling ancient knowledge and the saving power of God's pharmacy.